King David, a man of power and weakness. King David was a powerful king. He ruled Israel with strength and wisdom. He was a man after God's own heart. But David was also a man of weakness. He was not perfect. The story of David, Bethsheba and Uriah shows us this. David's kingdom was peaceful. The nation was prosperous under his rule. Yet it was during this time of peace that David faced his greatest temptation. David was a man of war. He had won many battles. He had defeated many enemies. He was used to getting what he wanted. He was used to taking what he wanted. This made him vulnerable to temptation. He forgot his place before God. He let his power and success go to his head. He thought he was above the law. This would lead him down a dark path, a path of sin and destruction. One evening, David saw a beautiful woman bathing. Her name was Bethsheba. David was captivated by her beauty. He lusted after her. He wanted her even though she was married. David acted impulsively. He sent for Bathsheba. He used his power to bring her to him. He committed adultery with her. He betrayed his own values. He betrayed Bathsheba's husband Uriah. Bathsheba was a woman of no power. She was married to a soldier. Uriah was a loyal soldier. He was away fighting for King David. Bathsheba was vulnerable. She was alone. She had no choice but to obey the king's command. David tried to cover up his sin. He sent for Uriah to return from battle. David hoped Uriah would spend the night with Bathsheba. This would make it seem like the child Bathsheba conceived was Uriah's. However, Uriah was a man of honor. He refused to go home while his fellow soldiers were still on the battlefield. David became desperate. He saw Uriah's loyalty as an obstacle. He devised a wicked plan. He sent Uriah back to battle with a message for Joab, the army commander. The message contained secret orders. Uriah was to be placed on the front lines. He was to be abandoned by his fellow soldiers. David knew this would mean certain death for Uriah. Section 4, the wages of sin, confronting the consequences. David's plan worked. Uriah was killed in battle. David took Bathsheba as his wife. He thought he had escaped the consequences of his sin, but he was wrong. God saw what David had done. He sent the prophet Nathan to confront David. Nathan told David a story. The story exposed David's sin. David felt remorse. He realized the gravity of his actions. David repented of his sins. He asked God for forgiveness. God forgave David, but he still faced consequences. Section 5. A timeless tale, lessons in morality and forgiveness. The story of David and Bathsheba is a story of sin and redemption. It reminds us that even the greatest people are capable of falling into sin. It also reminds us that God is merciful and forgiving. David suffered greatly because of his sins. His first child with Bathsheba died. His family was divided. There was conflict and pain within his own household. The story of David is a reminder that sin has consequences. It affects not only us, but also those around us. David's story is also a story of hope. It shows us that God is willing to forgive even the most terrible sin. It teaches us that God can bring good even out of our worst mistakes.